So the astrologers tell us that we're still in the eclipse. Huh? It goes on after the physical event. It is still the energetic event. Huh? So, eclipse week. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our friends on the internet. There's Skip. Good to see you, Skip, and Anna. So, here we are. Why don't we just close our eyes for a few minutes and we'll listen to Patricia's going to chant a few spontaneous verses of Haribol. And this particular chant, which I love, honors the Guru. Huh? Hari Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari 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 Bol Hari Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari So, of late, we've been focusing a lot on Tantra, huh? The nature of awareness is Tantra. And that the nature of the Guru, in a certain way, is Tantra. The self-manifestation, huh, of primordial awareness, embodied. So we're going to do more of the same today. But before we go into our practicing together of integrating the energy, I'm going to again invoke the Guru. And we've been practicing invocation, huh? That capacity to invoke the archetypical dimension into our life, ordinary life, to invoke Sambhogakaya, huh? The energies, the vortexes, the luminous forms, the field of configuration, huh? Into our ordinary experience. As an empowerment. So we'll start off today. And maybe we'll pair up to start off with. So you can just turn to a neighbor. And because one of our assumptions is two awarenesses are better than one. And we're going to try and stay in awareness. And so we'll suspend our mind just a teeny little bit, right? Just a bit of suspension of our mind. And then we'll become aware of awareness itself, huh? Same old practice, week after week, day after day. We become aware of our own awareness. And as we embody this awareness, we'll extend it through our body, huh? There's some place that we experience that awareness. And so we extend it all the way down into the earth, all the way up to the heart, pound in the mouth, top of the head, to our fingertips. And we actually just had a great tantric practice with Mr. Ma, huh? Invoking the energy, embodying it, extending it. So after having embodied it, we'll extend it to the immediacy of our situation, which is us, our friends on the internet. The amazing thing about awareness, huh? It is multidimensional, vast, infinite horizons. It's both local and non-local, to use that language. So again, we'll extend it here to our friends on the internet. As Yongtang Rinpoche once said, great Dzogchen master, the power of the great compassion is a capacity to extend awareness into a person's present moment and into a person's past moment and into the future. Huh? From where? Huh? From timeless awareness. So with that, we'll focus. And then we'll extend to each other who our companions are. Establishing ourselves. Experiencing. As the Dakini said to Durjam Lingpa, you and I are indivisible. Yes, there's a you. Yes, there's an I. And yes, we're indivisible. And in that subtle union with difference, we'll then extend to our ancestors, huh? The mothers and the fathers of the mothers and the fathers. And that veil between this dimension and the other dimension is so thin. In mind alone, it's impossible. And awareness, no distance. We'll extend in mutual support. The light meeting the light. Then we'll extend to all the great teachers we've met in our life and throughout our life. Of course, with each of these extensions, we're extending to the Guru. Huh? The Guru within friendship. The Guru within circumstances of our life. The Guru that manifests through teachers. Then we'll extend to all the different traditions we participate in. Nowadays, geography is so tiny. We can experience many different traditions, which are themselves fields of knowledge, information, and light, of primordial awareness articulated, huh? Different metaphors, different outfits, different places, languages. And then we'll extend to that dimension which is so mysterious, the archetypal. The archetypes. Sambhogakaya. Primordial awareness manifesting as the elements. Becoming forms of light. Energies, vortexes that then become us, this world, our mind and circumstances. And this morning again we'll invoke the Guru, the primordial archetype of self-revelation, logos, self-illumination. Then if you extend to me for a few moments, I will give a better talk. Light infusing each other. We'll start off this morning with an invocation, because a part of the power of Tantra is learning the capacity of invoking the different dimensions of awareness, invoking the energies, invoking the archetypes, invoking the Guru, invoking the Dakini, the feminine, Gnosis. We ended last week with Anna asking a question about that. I see your Anna is there right at the end. She was like, when she's in her mind alone, she can't do it. Mentally, she can't do it. Because you want to shift from being mental into invocation at the level of the experience, The will also is multidimensional, That power, the Ikta Shakti, as they say in Shaivism. But it's not simply mental intention. Say yes if you understand that. Desire, So we're now going to use this text, which I love. It's called The Heart Essence of the Lake-Born Vajra, the secret accomplishment of the great Guru. And this text, a text that puts in your hand what you desire. It's accomplishment, So it begins this way. Nisam Dorje Rinpoche. Namo. In this indestructible, original nature, just as it is, So we're invoking this indestructible nature, the Vajra, Vajra Kamara, unborn, undying awareness. In this indestructible, original nature, just as it is, and just as I am. And in this sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E, this great bindu, this great point of light, clear light, blue light. And in this unchanging, innate deity, ultimate deity, eminent within us, not out there. I take refuge within this self-nature, just as it is. I'm taking refuge, support, embodiment. And the text says, cultivating the sublime, enlightened awareness, and seeing form through discursive duality. So within duality, there's a sense of a form or presence within ourselves and within others of the primordial guru. And in this realm of sentient beings, appearances or doorways to the light. So as we open the phenomena, we open up phenomena, lucidity, light, the phenomena of our own experience and the phenomena around us. Doorways, iconic life. And in the one taste of this great self-awareness, in the one taste of this great self-awareness, whether I'm experiencing it in suffering or in happiness, one taste, present. And so I give rise, I bring forth, arises in me this bodhicitta of all-pervasive self-liberation. And from this sphere, SP jury, of this great nature of openness, this primordial openness, there is compassion's residence. So they're in union, the same, this openness, primordial space, and radiance in non-duality. Radiance. The radiance of my own awareness, the radiance that manifests us, and the radiance that sees. Radiance in everything and everyone. And this appears as one's own radiance. It appears as our own radiance right at this moment. And then the seed syllable Hari, H-R-I, from which the light radiates forth. Right in the heart. The light radiating, the field extending, pulsating. This mixture of movement and stillness, simultaneous, will extend to our companion. And this opens all of the universe and all sentient beings into clear light. That the power of the embodiment of the Guru, this light, darkness to light, eclipse time, Guru, opens the world itself and sentient beings, companions, enemies. Then this amazing statement, all objective appearance of the Guru, primordial Guru. And here they're using the word for the Guru as Namanakaya Guru, flesh, here, form, flesh. So all objective appearance of the Guru. And in the center, this perfect palace with all its characteristics, that's here, wherever here is for you at this moment. And often they describe existence as this most perfect palace and a charnel ground simultaneously. And then it says this, upon the lotus and the sun and the moonlight, the lotus, this great symbol of liberation within circumstances, and liberation within our own mind, just as it is. Just as it is. Just as it is. You don't have to scrub it. Just as it is. That awareness permeates it, infuses it. And the sun, the light of the sun, the radiance of the sun, cutting through, opening up, and metabolizing every experience. It's like the fire of digestion, metabolizing experience, dissolving it, consuming it. More space, more light, more energy. And the moonlight, this amazing light, like the primordial mother, soft, enlivening, touch. And the syllable Re instantly transforms into self-nature, and then into our self-nature as the primordial Sambhogakaya Guru. So now we're at the archetypal level, right? And as we, each level becomes more subtle. So within that subtleness, there's more degrees of freedom, more space, more potential. And this guru, this Padmasambhava as the primordial guru in Sambhogakaya outfit, a rosy white complexion, huh? And that rosy white complexion is the light of the heart, that rosy whiteness. And youthful and handsome, smiling slightly, there's a wrathfulness, and compassionate, and joyfully, youthfully sensual. This is the embodiment of vitality, the vitalness, the embodiment of the vital energy. But most of these texts are invoking the vitalness, the life force, which is also interesting. A comment about this. It's always been amazing that as a guru or dakini is invoked, this youthfulness metaphor arises over and over again, huh? And it is the youthfulness of unborn, undying awareness, life force itself. But it does also have, in the Jungian terms, a puer quality. And the puer quality is not the negative puer, the weak puer who does nothing, wanders around. But it's the puer of the youthfulness of the light shining through, the scintillate coming through, this youthfulness, self-arising awareness, no matter what age. And the youthfulness of mind, and the youthfulness of vitality, and the youthfulness of understanding. And in the archetypical form, there's a tension between that youthfulness of the youth and the senex. But in these texts, there's both in a certain way, but it's not without this youthful power. Do you understand that? Feel that? You're invoking that. So holding a Vajra and skull cup in his two hands. And the Vajra, the symbol of indestructibleness. And the skull cup with blood, huh? This ocean of blood that we live in, huh? Amrita, the life force, symbolizing the life force. And he sits with two legs fully crossed, and Mandavara, his companion, who is his own radiance. And this text talks both ways as companionship, but more focal is the experience of the masculine and feminine in our own self, huh? The mysterious conjunctio in our own body, huh? Say yes if that's making sense. And that mysterious conjunctio, huh, is liberating. And they sit in union, and he holds an arrow and long life vase. And again, there's a little arrow and long life vase over there. And that symbolizes the long life. You want an arrow that when you release it, you come into it, it has a long, long frame to it. And the vase. And the vase is also the vase of our own embodiment, that holds the body of the light, that holds this experience that is brought forth, arises over time. And they're wearing various silks and precious jewels, both elegant, and at the same time it's adorned with tiger skin skirts, and ornaments of bone. So there's this exquisiteness and this primitiveness, because we integrate the primitive energies into the column of light, right? Yes, integrate everything. Everything. So delighting within this expanse of this garland of rainbow lights. And originally the commitment and primordial beings are indivisible. This means the symbolic function and the actuality become one. The symbolic function of this, how we invoke the deities, dakinis. It's symbolic, and yet it becomes one, the actuality of that realm. And in the heart center, within this tent of light, and in the center is this 5-pointed golden vajra, and the golden light is often the presence of the Guru. Sometimes you'll see that at times or manifesting. And there is this luminous seed syllable Hari, rosy white, encircled by the mantra, from which light rays radiate forth. Just right now, we can do that. And we're making offerings to all the victorious ones and bringing back blessings. The victorious ones can be both the archetypical, but also people you know and love who have been victorious in their life and have passed through into death. And this cleanses the obscurations of beings and places them in bliss. So the light of this awareness, this humanness, this embodiment of primordial awareness in our own bodies and in the expression of extension and magnetization, it dissolves obscuration. The light invokes the light. So all life and the essential vitality of samsara nirvana are experienced as light in the form of nectar, the nectarian state, amrita, viscous bliss. And this dissolves into the meditative awareness as Hari, and it blazes in radiance, more light. Here we can think of the dakini functions of amplification, the power of amplifying this experience, the power of pacifying it, and the power of extending it, and the power of magnetization. Tantric practice. The magnetization of the Guru, the magnetization of the dakini from the background of experience. We are given that power as humans. Beyond words and letters as a transmission, it doesn't belong to any tradition. It's the very nature of human awareness. That Buddha. Bodhidharma, 6th century. So all that appears is the deity. All that appears is the deity. And all sound is the mantra. All that we experience is the deity. Then here you have this pantheistic declaration. Everything is the deity. So all thoughts are within the innate nature of truth. So all these thoughts, all of them, trashy ones, fantastic ones, ugly ones, really mean fucking ones, all of this arising is in the truth of the manifestation of awareness. The truth of enlightenment, illuminating everything and anything. And this all becomes the play of the great bliss of primordial wisdom, gnosis. Wisdom as the Dharmakaya. Wisdom as Sambhogakaya. Wisdom as the Manakaya. All the same, different appearance. Oma Hung Vaduguru Pamasiri Hung. Oma Hung Vaduguru Padmasiri Hung. Oma Hung. Om Guru. Primordial Guru. The power of self-revelation. The power of revelation. That's why in the Tantra the Guru is essential for Tantric practice. Whatever the tradition, whatever the tradition. That the light, the energy, becomes manifest in our bodies, in our situations, both the beautiful and the terrible. All scenes. So once again, so it says then, sorry, in the great clear light of the deity's appearance, manifestation, without conceptualization. So I'm throwing some concepts here, blah, 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 but you divorce yourself from that. You might hear it initially as mind is in union with your awareness, and you let the words go, and you experience it non-conceptually. You know it non-conceptually. You're not believing it. Belief and doubt always go together. You're experiencing it arising out of you. Then it says this: gently rest in this expanse of the original purity, uncontrived. Kadig, the earliest description of Dzogchen is kadig, the purity in our own self, just as we are. The purity of awareness. There it is. There it is. There it is. Within my own self. And then, if I can see it in you, that purity in you, indivisibleness arises. Or if I can see it in you, it arises in me, indivisibleness. Purity. Pure vision. And with the power of pure vision, as that light arises, we experience the beingness of being in all these beings. And in my own being, the beingness of being. And on a good day, the beingness of being in you. As I see your being, feel your being, enter your being, being arises. Liberation through duality, non-duality. And through non-duality, duality. Purity. Kadig. And at the same time, that light, that purity, illuminates our mind and illuminates action. It just doesn't stop in awareness. It infuses mind. And in the purity of the experience, we get a sense of action. What action fits here? And we also, in the very light of the purity of that person, we experience their character, whatever is manifesting. This is not hear no evil, see no evil, eyes closed, ears closed, and hoping for the best. It's quite the opposite. It's powerful, skillful means. Through purity, through that way. And amazingly, they go together. Then it says this. Once again, like the appearance of the rainbow in the sky, I awaken into the mudra of the three waters. I awaken body. My body awakens in the energy. My speech, my mind. And then says, may the good fortune of great bliss prevail. Because to me, hearing this is really great fortune. Like, moi. And whenever we read this, we're not reading words. We're experiencing both the field where those words come from and the person who spoke them. Right? We'll sit for a minute. Now I'm having an amazing experience right now because I see Skip sitting there, and about 4 doing Qigong, I saw Skip at his home. So, good. We'll sit for a few more moments. I'll read one more thing today, and then we'll work together. So there's preparation, right? It does take preparation to enter the Tantra. You with me? It doesn't take forever preparation, and it takes the right preparation. There's all kind of preparations. You with me? I can brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, but the preparation has to be very direct, unless you have a very long life. Dzogchen is always direct, because Dzogchen is not method that leads to results. In Dzogchen, method and result are the same. This is the result right now, as it manifests, more or less. Many aspects of tradition have method, right? You have methods, but the method is not the result. That's okay, it's good. In Dzogchen, method and result are in the moment. In the moment. Or it says in out of time this morning in Calling the Lama from Afar, the present moment is the Buddha. The present moment is the dynamic of realization. So one more thing and then we're done. So let's stay focused a little bit more. You can extend to me again. I'll stay awake, and you can stay with your friend, entering your companion. And this is where we talk about self-illumination is a co-emergent process. That's what we're practicing. So being within awareness, as awareness, and we connect to our friends on the internet. Good to see everybody. Being within awareness, as awareness, and being with another who is within awareness, is a most powerful, skillful means to bring forth awareness in oneself and within each other. Tantra. And two awarenesses are better than one. One of my great teachers told me that so many years ago. Irv Poster was a great, great teacher. The light came through him. So two awarenesses are better than one, just as self-regulation can be enhanced by the co-self-regulation on the bodily dimension, right? So if I'm really having a bad day, I'll sit next to Elizabeth here, and then through her self-regulation, I attune to her at the bodily level, and I become self-regulated, right? Or I'm 3 years old, I'm having a really bad day, and Mom holds me for a moment. Self-regulation is human. And self-regulation through attunement is the most powerful. Because real self-regulation helps us give up discharging. You with me? But many of us at times, we get caught in the self-regulation of discharge. It starts getting messed up. So self-regulation becomes always a discharging thing. El Presidente. Excuse me, I'm talking about you today. But self-regulation, huh? And so part of Tantra is self-regulation through attunement and not discharge. And it's in this, like, we also take sexuality, huh? As we integrate the sexual energies, huh? It gives us power of attunement. Say yes if you're understanding this. And the other energies too, anger, rage, and the whole thing. It doesn't mean you're giving up these powers. You're integrating them, that they're more tuned and more direct. So two awareness, blah, 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 see, we're at here, okay. So self-illumination is a co-emergent process between and within companions, compassionate companions. And I'm putting self-illumination as a high form of self-regulation, as a high form of attunement, right? Same process. All this stuff is always human, and we're integrating primordial awareness, which is eminent in us. It's not transcendent. It is embodied, and bringing forth that which is eminent. So the lucidity, and when people think the archetypes are out there, they will have an edge of dissociativeness to them. They discover it's not out there. It is really in there. And as soon as we experience it is in there, that the Divine Mother is en moi, then there's a cohesiveness that starts happening. So the lucidity within one's own awareness, as one's own awareness, can experience the lucidity within the other's awareness as lucidity. It takes one to know one. So to the degree that you're experiencing lucidity within your own awareness at this moment, in body, through your whole body, and your body's like all the eyes that you see, then you will experience the lucidity in him or her. The lucidity within one's own awareness, as one's own awareness, can experience the lucidity within the other's awareness as lucidity. It is true, awareness awakens awareness, both in oneself and in the other. So right now, I'm now more awake than I was when I began this. As I've been going through this process, my awareness is awakening. One more time. This is the secret of Tantra. We don't only awaken it ourselves, but we awaken it in each other. Mwah. The luminous energy within one's own body can resonate to the luminous energy in the other's body, deepening the mutual embodiment of light. This may be taking place right now. Light is awareness, and awareness is light. Light. And the attunement to awareness within one's own body, attuning to the awareness within my own body, and we may even say to the different dimensions of the kayas within my own body, Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, that attunement, that is embodiment. So the attunement to awareness within one's own body can bring forth the attunement of awareness within the body of the other. And really, when that attunement's blocked for us, it's really bad. When it's totally blocked, it's a kind of depression. And it's a depression of embodiment. It's a locked-inness, and you feel no resonance around you. And it's like you're locked in, huh? And the sheaths are locked, and you're highly contracted, and you can't feel the life force. You can't feel that light in resonance. And what you only become regulating to is your own mind, huh? Not the best. The self-arising of the awareness field in oneself resonates to the self-arising of awareness within the other's body. Let's do that right now. The self-arising of awareness field in one's own self resonates to the self-arising of awareness within the other's body. This will keep us out of defeatableness, that resonance. The self-arising of the energy or the chi or the shakti can bring forth the self-arising within each other and can bring forth the sustaining of the energy field within each other. In essence, humanness is the manifestation of light and the manifestation of primordial luminous energy and the openness of the great space of compassion. And it's true, as Dzogchen Master Yangtang Rinpoche suggests, that the great compassion is the capacity to extend the light into a person's presence like we can do right now. And into the person's present moment, and into their person's past, literally, and into the person's presence as future. And we're doing this from timeless awareness the fourth time. And you and I can be in timeless awareness and time simultaneously. That's empowerment. That is really the great compassion. It's just not wishing people happy birthday. Not against whoever's birthday. Happy birthday. Is it your birthday? Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. More than happy birthday today. But it's good to wish people happy birthday too. As the light goes from your body into them and through your words, right? And through your words. The extension not only brings forth the light of presence in the person, but brings forth the presence of the light in one's own self. That's why it's a mutual experience, this generosity. Generosity. Generosity is not anality. Anality likes keeping all the light in one's own body because you don't think you have enough. Because you think it's just your light. Not good. And when you think that, you will find yourself entering dissipation. The extension not only brings forth the light of presence in the person, but brings forth the presence of the light in one's own self. And this is the drama of mystic humanism. I love that word. And the drama of timeless awareness, manifesting in time. And this is co-emergent, or the co-relational process of the human embodiment of primordial awareness. And this is the complete embodiment, possible for everyone. That we really want to know that, possible for everyone. Dasein, as Heidegger's Phenomenology implies, is not the experience of mind alone, but rather the foundational experience of being, which is openness to openness itself. Let's do that with each other. Let's feel the openness, that Dasein, the openness to being itself, in her body, in his body, in our body, in our embodiment. Because you will actually experience the embodiment being not only physical flesh, but the embodiment of the flesh in Merleau-Ponty's this intercorporeal state. It's not just meat. So dasan is the openness of the human being to being itself. And dasan is the openness of awareness to awareness itself. And dasan is the light open to the light. It's the very nature of us. And we don't have to know this type of stuff for this to take place. This is for certain type of people who have this idiosyncratic preoccupation. I happen to have it bad. A curse and a blessing. This drama is the power of contemplation, and the power of contemplation within one or more people. And this is how the Christian Gnostics understood the statement of Jesus. Wherever two or more are gathered together in my name, there I am. Here I am. And when we attune to the Guru within our own embodiment, we bring forth the attunement to the Guru in the other. When we attune to the Guru within our own embodiment, Guru. And that comes forth. We bring forth the attunement to the Guru in the other. It happens. The Guru is the ontological process of self-illumination, not just a function of my mind. That's incidental. It's the ontological. It's being itself, manifesting itself through us. Gu is darkness, and Ru is the light. And the drama, it's the drama of Eros and Thanatos, is both psychological and ontological. And in all this you have an intertwining of all these realms get intertwined. It's not like they're separate. When they become separate, it's because of an experiential dissociation. If I dissociate myself from the Sambhogakaya realm with me as I'm growing up, then I have to learn to undo that dissociation, that power can come through me. And the same thing with Dharmakaya. So this light infuses the mind and infuses the body. It infuses my mind and infuses the body. If it infuses my mind, this puer, this luminous, this light, this youthful light infuses the mind, Senex will mean something different. We often equate Senex with wisdom. And these texts, Senex is not. It can be a dimension of wisdom, the tension, but it's not simply the Senex. The light infuses the mind, and the light infuses the body. And the channels within the body, the chakras within the body, can resonate to the channels within the other's embodiment. Let's do that right now. Let's go further, deeper. If you want, you can extend to each other. You can lean in. You can allow the central channels to touch, if you want to. Or you can simply lean into the heart. You can lean in through the heart. You can lean in through the dantian. You can lean in through the lower body, extending the lower body, the energy. You can lean in through the throat, often the most difficult. You can lean in through the palate of the mouth. You can lean in through the gaze, forehead, top of your head. You can lean in completely. You can hold the sublime awareness together, just as you are. This intensification of the luminous energy is the process of the embodiment of the light, or embodying Jalu, as it's called in some of these texts, the body of light, but that word Jalu. And this unfolding is intense, And the intensity is the unfolding and expansion of the energy as light, or chi, or shakti, tigle, as energy of light. I always like that story when Sharon went to Swami Muktananda, and Sharon's very direct. She says to him, "I'm afraid of the Guru." He says, "You're afraid of the Guru?" And with Baba in those days, everyone you meet him, you always almost like compelled to speak the truth of what your experience is. It was that easy and challenging. And he says to her, "Come here." And he embraced her for a moment. And he says, "Do you feel the energy? You feel the Shakti?" "Yes." She says, "I do." He says, "That's the Guru. The Shakti is the energy in you." This unfolding is intense. Yes, it's intense. It vibrates, it pulsates, vortexes. It's alive. Tigle. The light becomes energy, and the energy becomes everything and anything. The embodiment of awareness is this embodiment for the light. Awareness is light. Like Goethe dying, more light, more light. And this embodiment of the light is self-illumination, which is liberation, just as we are. Gazing within opens the gaze into the innermost phenomena of awareness. So as we gaze within, the gaze into the innermost phenomena of awareness is lucidity. So all phenomena is lucidity unto itself, and it's a very famous Dzogchen word. So as I gaze within to the lucidity within myself, rather directly, inside to inside, I can begin to experience the lucidity within phenomena. And I'm not just seeing clear light, blue light, but it's a translucent experience where I know more what's happening. And obscurations dissolve. What's happening? Who are you? Who? So all phenomena is lucidity unto itself. All phenomena. Every phenomena is the light unto itself. And as we gaze, so there's a particularity in all this manifestation, a particularity of me, a particularity of you, a particularity of tableness, a particularity of Trumpy, a particularity of the light. I'm serious. I'm serious. As we gaze into all external phenomena, the light is gazing into the light, and it gazes back. The Dzogchen methods of Treko and Togo can be simultaneously experienced. And the purity of phenomena and the purity of light is a simultaneous experience. So it happens, as you and I know, we use this word simultaneous because it's simultaneous more and more. It's simultaneous. My mind and my awareness are in simultaneousness. This moment is a simultaneous moment between us. And the gaze is Togao, is the experience of the luminous openness of everything and anything as the light, luminous spaciousness. And the luminous gaze of awareness allows us to experience duality within non-duality and non-duality within duality. And all phenomena, this great text of Tujamlika, all phenomena is the expanse of the Dharmakaya. All phenomena is an expanse of the grounds of being itself. So it's not just deep, deep down, right? So living in the light of awareness is living within the potentiality of our real condition, within our real circumstances. In mind alone, if I'm in my mind alone, none of this can be accomplished. None of this can be experienced. And this is the true hermeneutic, is the mind-awareness continuum. So the degree that you and I are connecting, if I'm in mind alone, I'm only going to experience duality here. I'm going to experience different. I'm going to experience you. I can experience you as an entity, one more entity, and probably with our mind we have a tendency to experience everything as a thing. When my mind alone, the word awareness is a thing and not no thingness, So the true hermeneutic is experiencing the mind awareness continuum in this world. It's quite a view. So we want to integrate our mind into our heart. And when we have our mind and heart in union, then the Sambhogakaya will open up for us, and we'll experience archetypal experiences in and of themselves and in the ordinary thing. When we dissociate our mind, then we'll have hallucinatory experience, right? And they're quite different, huh? They're quite different. We're going to end right there. So we'll continue on again right now. Let's extend our lower body, the lower energy, into the person's lower body,